5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello. God, this feels like it's been a while. It's probably
been a while.
Because it has. And my writing is all squiffy. Hang on, where are we? I'm all a squiff.
I think you've got a bit of carpet there and not
I
a bit
have.
of carpet there.
I've got carpet in places I shouldn't have. Hello, everybody. Say it has been. Thank you, Homer. I really appreciate that.
Hi, Homer.
Which means you're someone on my Facebook. Just tell me who you are, Homer, please. That is my one wish left in life, Homer, just to discover what your beautiful face is and whose head it's stuck onto. Hello, Lee. Hello, everyone. So, yes, it's been an eventful time, shall we say. So we had all my health shit, still trying to deal with that, and yes, lost my mum, so which is even shitter. But I'm sure most of you, well, a lot of you especially who we know have gone through exactly the same thing. You know what it's like. It changes you as a person, and I don't think anything is ever quite the same again.
No.
But such is life, such is death. And there's nothing we can do about it, apart from crack on and try and breathe through shitty... Anyone else having major sinus issues at the moment? I know you are, aren't you?
Yeah, it's just hay fever there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very, very weird. It's all kind of...
I was sneezing up a storm before I came here, and then when I got here, it was clear as anything.
Oh, really? Oh, lucky you. But yeah, so... we are going to kind of catch up with everyone, see what you've all been doing. Let us know how you guys are, what's been going on in your life, say, because it's been a while. It's been a while. We haven't got that one, have we? Have we got that one? I thought we got the other one. Oh, we have. There we go. All right. There we go. Start off in happy fashion. From Captain Happy himself. This is where we find out how much charge does my iPad have. I've had flu symptoms this week. Oh, ugh. Is it like proper nasty flu? Because flus these days are kind of like the flus of old. You know, flus that people would write stories about, and Greek tragedies. Probably stuff that Homer wrote. So no gym this week. Oh dear.
Oh, dude. You're letting your guns lax.
Just lay in bed, lift your legs up in the air and just do cycles. It's really good for releasing gas too.
Of course you'd know that.
But yeah, at some point we will do a proper tribute show to Mum. But that'll probably be nearer her funeral time. Can you guys let me know if this is streaming properly on YouTube? Because we're not getting any YouTube comments, and all of a sudden it's decided to just drop out from YouTube. So let us know if YouTube is actually working.
Okay, you ready to do this?
I think so.
I hope you feel better soon, Lee.
Yes. Right, trigger it off. Let's do this. Booyah. It's been a while since I've gone fuck things up just like I always do. It's been a while, but all that shit seems to disappear when I'm with you. And everything I can remember is fucked up as it all may seem. The consequences that I've rendered, I've gone and fucked things up again. Why must I feel this way? Just make it go away. Just one more peaceful day. It's been a while since I could look at myself straight. It's been a while since I said I'm sorry. It's been a while since I've seen the way the candles light your face. It's been a while, but I can still remember just the way you taste and everything I can remember. It's fucked up as it all may seem to be. I know it's me. I cannot blame this on my father. He did the best he could for me, and it's been a while since I could hold my head up high. It's been a while since I said I'm sorry. Yeah. Tingly. It's definitely tingly up there.
Tickly and
Ah, thank you, Paul. Leanne, hello, darling. Mwah, lovely to have you all with us.
hello, Poppet, and also Neil as well. I missed what Neil said there.
Oh,
You got the what's it?
I've left the mouse over there. Hang on. Hang a cocking about. Oh. Right, let's have a look. You're right, Paul. How you doing, buddy? Oh, sorry. Right in your face. Tastes of Tesco's golden vegetable rice with sweet and sour sauce. As if you couldn't tell. Neil, Mike, I dread the time I have to go through you're going through. I'm thinking of you a lot, Simon. I thought I had the RAF doing a flyby. You said you sneezed.
Thank you, Neil.
Thank you, dude. Like I say, most of you guys out there have been through it, or it's just it is shit. But the saving grace out of it is that my mum's last hours were we had time to have all the family come in, be around her. Simon was there as well, which I can't thank him enough for. I really can't. All the family came in. We laughed, we cried, we told silly stories all round the bedside, and it was a really, really special moment in a really bad time.
I'm personally grateful that she didn't go through a lot of pain.
Yeah, no, she. It wasn't long before basically the stroke took her, and she went unconscious, and I think she was unconscious for sort of between 24, 48 hours, and then she passed away. So she wasn't in a lot of pain, and so just all I can do is say thank you to everybody who was there, who supported us, and absolute kudos to the staff at Broomfield Hospital on the stroke ward. Were absolutely incredible. They went above and beyond anything. We asked for a pillow to sleep on the floor. They brought a bed in for us. You know, they just were constantly looking out for us. If we needed anything, they were incredible. Really, really amazing. So, yeah, for a horrible situation, it was the best it possibly could have been. So, and it was thanks to people like Simon and Matt and Joe and my cousins and my family and everybody for being that loving unit that just helped support everyone. It was.
But again, if you weren't nice people, or you weren't the people you were, you wouldn't have people that cared about you so dearly. So it's down to you.
Well, it's but also down to the beautiful nature of those people as well.
Yeah,
which you can't get away from that.
Well, maybe.
It doesn't matter how good I am. If you were an absolute bastard, you wouldn't have turned up.
Well, Aaron's just off the top there.
Oh, you've just snuck off, Aaron. Where are you? Hang on, we're just catching up with bits. Can't stay on long. Wanted to drop by and send love to both you guys. Thank you, dude. Love you loads, dude. And
yeah, it was really nice to see you a little while back. But.
Yes. Again, under sad circumstances, but it was still lovely to see you, man.
He's such a lovely, lovely man.
He is a beautiful boy.
Physically and...
Oh, yes, just in every way.
Way too beautiful physically.
Oh, just disgusting.
Wherever
he looks
goes,
beautiful. He smells great. Whenever I just give him a hug, I just drink him in. He's a wonderful creature, is Aaron. Evening chat's a bit late, lost track of time. Good to see you, lads. Sending my thoughts and good vibes. Thank you, Rob. Really appreciate it. Mike Darling Boy, love to see you. Sending your and family loved one. Thank you, dude. We really need to come and see you, man. We really need to come and pay you a visit. Get a good old Nick hug. Right, so let's see what else we got on. Let's just scroll through what we got.
Just pick something at random.
Okay, let's go for...
Come on, do you want to go back? Cool.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, we haven't done this for a while. I say that, but I can't remember from one day to the next at the moment. There we go. Some White Snake, you know how it is. As Aaron's just appeared. And some smoke too, obviously. Should I have been in now? Hang on. Sorry, missed my start. Who knows where the cold wind blows? I ask my friends, but nobody knows. Who am I to believe in love? Oh, love ain't no stranger. Wrong bit. Too early. I peaked. Thank you, Stu. I looked around and what did I see? Broken-hearted people staring at me, all searching 'cause they still believe. Whoa, whoa. Love ain't no stranger. I a friend of day. But when I read between the lines, it's all the same. Love ain't no stranger. I ain't no stranger. Love ain't no stranger. I ain't no stranger to love. Who knows where the cold wind blows? I ask my friends, but nobody knows. Who am I to believe in love? Lord have mercy. Love ain't no stranger. I was alone and I needed love. So much I sacrificed all I was dreaming of. Can't hold the passion of a soul in need. I love for mercy when my heart begins to bleed. Love ain't no stranger. I ain't no stranger. Love ain't no stranger. I ain't no stranger to love. Love ain't no stranger. Love ain't no stranger. I ain't no stranger.
Mark! Hello, Mark.
Hello, Mark. How you doing, buddy? You all right?
That sounded really good on that, dude.
I think you're very kind. Right, what else we got?
Did you do something silly?
Uh,
I can tell no.
So, should we try? Can we try Love Gun by Kiss? Just be interested to see if my voice hits it or not.
Okay.
Just up. There it is.
Went straight past.
Bit of Kiss. Here we go then.
You might need to
Prompt you.
prompt. Always on this.
Do you want to
song.
run through it first, quickly? So. That's it.
Is this the one with the?
So it's start. Yes, that's off. Diddle diddle. Yeah, that's it.
Something like
Yeah, exactly. Does that later on.
Oh, right.
But it doesn't matter if you forget it. Here's a Kiss.
No more
had enough detuner pedals, you could play songs, couldn't you? Yeah. That'd be fun. Could I
Equally, if you had
could
enough
I
hands.
steal tissue, please? I'm actually. It's going to be the first time I blow my nose on air. Thank you.
As Neil's already pointed out, I've always got tissues with me because I have such a massive nose. More than my fair share of.
God, it's been really stubborn up there.
Oh, come on, you.
Sonia, hello.
Hello, Sonia.
Couldn't be better. Yay, kiss.
Yay, kiss.
I'm good, thanks, Mark. I don't know if you know, Mike's mum passed away a couple of weeks ago, so he's going through a lot of shit at the moment. Lots to sort out and lots to do. So, how are you, Mark?
Yes. How are you guys? Let's yeah. Thank you, Lee. Right, we'll do one more, then we're going to have a little chin wag because there's some interesting stuff to talk about that's going on in the world, isn't there? I'll move forward a bit.
Do you want to do Queen?
Give it a go.
Now I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm sure I can't remember all the bits to it, but it'll be a bit fun.
Let's try that. A little better. Here I stand, look around, and you won't see me, now I'm here, now I'm there. I'm just a new man. You should make me live again. Thank you, Mark. Baby, I was when it took my hand and decided the light burned bright. The people all stand didn't understand. They knew my name on sight. Whatever came of you and me, America's still bright to be. Don't worry, baby, I'm safe and sound. They got her to you and me. But I love you so. You should make me live again. A dim moon neon smoke screen sky where the breeze of your love lights fade. Don't feel no pain with the rain running down my face. Your lips still light up the sky. A million tears on in my eyes. Down in the city just to pull of me. Don't I love you so? Don't I love you so? Okay, some altar bridges have been asked for. I'll give it a try. If it starts failing...
Oh man, how does that go? Oh, how does the other bit go? Oh man,
Have we got it? Have we got the guitar on here?
yeah, probably. I think I did the whole track.
Yeah, you did. So,
What's it called?
Blackbird. So I'll try and I'll see. I have drunk that entire bottle of water, I have indeed. Strange thing though, I will tell you guys this. I stopped drinking Pepsi Max Cherry. I've actually given it up.
And you were absolutely addicted to it.
Yeah. Since then, I no longer get feet cramp and I don't seem to piss as much. So, cause something somebody said is the sodium in that basically just absorbs all the water and can cause issues with you.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so like
Also as well, because it's got sucrose, so people think, oh, it's great, it's got but sugar in small amounts can be good for you. It helps feed your muscles and stuff. But sucrose, your body can't get rid of certain elements of sucrose, so that's not really that good for you.
no. So it hasn't made me feel any healthier, but apparently it's a good thing to do. Okay, we'll give this a go, Neil. So if it starts to die on its arse on my front, we'll stop. And just find some words. I've got the lyrics from Brimful of Asher by Corner Shop. Everybody needs a bosom for a pillow. Everybody needs a bosom. Do you want to leave the guitar in to start with? Then we can take
No.
it.
I think that it's when it gets to the solo bit, I've got no fucking idea.
Okay, here we go. It's got some acoustic anyway.
up to there, man.
I just can't get into that. I can do it with other stuff. With Whitesnake, I can get that. I just can't get that. Let the wind carry you home. It's too forced, and it will just break down. Practice. Need practice. Hello, David. How you doing?
Hello.
Just avoid sorbitol and sugar-free drinks, Mike.
We missed so above Neil, I think there was something else as well.
Let's have a look. What we got? Mike, if you've nicked that bottle of water, Neil says shifting the aspartame. Is it aspartame?
Aspartame.
Aspartame out of your life is a good move too. Used to work for Coca-Cola. The crap they put in Diet Coke, Pepsi, to replace sugar is a lot worse for you. Nick says just avoid sorbitol in sugar-free drinks unless you really enjoy Mega Ring Sting. Evening, lads. Radio Edit gave me a semi. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Neil.
And that was Blackbird by Alter Bridge. Of their classic album, Metalingus? No, I can't remember what that album was. I think it might have even been just self-titled. Right, so, stuff to talk about.
Hit me with it.
I forgot to update the actual chat thing, but we can still... Here we are. Right. Here we are back in Chatty Land, everybody. So, we are going to talk tonight about something Simon raised to me. John Oliver has a... For those of you who don't know John Oliver, he was on a... Was it The Day... No, what was it?
He did loads of different comedy shows. He was a stand-up comic, first of all.
Yeah, he also did The Bugle, which is one of my all-time favourite podcasts. Absolutely amazing. But then he went on the... What was it, the show with Jon Stewart?
Jon Stewart, yeah, The Daily Show.
The Daily Show. And then he went on to do Last Week Tonight, I think.
Yeah.
So he's very...
Last Week Tonight is his
thing in America.
It's a HBO show.
That's it, yeah.
And he's won so many awards for it. It is an incredibly good show.
Yeah, he's absolutely amazing, John Oliver. And he's one of the most humblest people you meet. He's a typical Englishman, completely self-deprecating. As soon as anyone gives him any kind of compliment, he just shoots it, just rejects it, like a true Englishman. But yeah, so he has this show, and one of the things that Simon was telling me about was AI slop.
Yeah.
So basically, there is so much AI around at the moment that people just don't know what is real, what isn't real. It's just a big old clusterfuck in the AI department.
So, just a bit of background. If you're on Sky or you can get HBO, if you look up his most recent episode, which was Series 12, Episode 16, there's an article that he does on it. But it's really, really interesting. So, first of all, have you heard of the phrase AI slop?
I haven't, but is it basically just the amount of... tripe and dirge that's out there where AI is just generating so much general crap content.
In the same way as we're all used to the phrase spam, the equivalent of that for AI is termed AI slop.
Right.
So basically...
Matty! Dude!
So nice to hear from you. We've been communicating because we haven't gigged for a little while now, but be seeing you soon. Really
yes, dude, I hope you're feeling better, man. And
yeah, Matt's been through the wars again. Constantly going through the
you
wars,
don't have much luck, my boy, but love you loads, man. And
one of the, just an incredible man.
Yes,
incredible person,
a beautiful man.
Human being. Yeah.
And
so anyway, that's Matt Edison.
If ever you're in the Arctic Circle and you're freezing to death, just hug Matt. He's the warmest human being. Literally, he could... If he was sent to the ice caps... he would just melt his way through.
Life, he must have been a mini Yeti.
Yeah, he must have been. That man can generate warmth.
If ever you come along to any of our SOS gigs, Sons of Southpaw gigs, Matt's the drummer, just come up to him and give him a big hug because he's a lovely man. Right. So AI slop. So basically, what's happening is there's AI is now it's just prevalent everywhere. So there's albums being released that are purely AI. And they're selling well. I mean, one of the things on the show was they were showing this over the last 2 years that this particular, it's under a band name, released something like 14 albums over the last 2 years. But again, it just shows the rate at which this stuff will be turned out, because you say, do a song about, I don't know, trollops and beans, and it will just turn it out, and it will turn it out with the music, and it will turn it out with the singing. Everything's on there. AI pictures, of course, are getting more and more prevalent. So much stuff on social media. You'll see, I don't know, this obviously stupid and funny things, but there's things like showing, say, I don't know, Prince William having a kung fu fight with, I don't know, like Keir Starmer or something like that. There's all this stuff, but the thing that is the most worrying is that as it's getting better and better, it's harder to spot. Like when you've done a couple of AI pictures and stuff, you get an extra leg on an animal or something like that.
True AI, classic AI, as we now like to call it.
Vintage AI. Classic, I like that. But also, it's becoming harder and harder to spot the fakes, and there's whole news stories coming out which are saying that that are very kind of partisan, especially where things, say for instance in America, where things are extremely partisan, which is happening more and more around the world with populism, with in political populism. And people that don't stop and think for 2 minutes are reading this stuff and believing it. I mean, exactly as we saw the kind of far-right riots that we had in this country last year, kind of about this time, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Where there was so much misinformation and disinformation, and people took it as gospel. But now what's happening is you're seeing footage that looks absolutely believable, and people are using it for political motivation, political gain, and that's where it's really a dire situation, because you can be watching, especially if people aren't getting their news and apparently 80% of people are getting their news
from YouTube,
from social media.
Oh yeah.
And they see that, and of course there's no due diligence in regard to journalism or anything like that. They're just seeing reports. And again, with social media, whatever your biases are, whatever your wanton desires, that's fed by that. And especially when it comes to the negatives, the algorithms are designed because they get the most clicks from stuff like that by baiting people.
I have found that I think we talked about this before, there is one of the things I've noticed that they've started doing is randomly generating films that don't exist, like the front covers of films, and everyone's like, oh, this is amazing, this is coming, and people, then you get everyone's chiming in going, this is fake, this isn't happening, no it's not. You get those kind of things. You get, one of the ones I've seen is where they'll put a story up about some ancient archaeological find, and then there'll just be an AI picture and they'll be like, this is not the mummy of so and so, this is the real picture of the mummy, which doesn't look anything like that. And they're just, people are starting to, there is a quite a backlash against it. People just going, we're getting fed up with this AI generated shit. So certain people are clued into it. A lot of people, if you read the comments, people are calling it out. But say it is going to get to a point where people are, as you say,
so it's interesting what you're saying there, where people are calling it out. So so things like on Instagram or Pinterest, people are filling that with loads of AI stuff, and so you're not seeing genuine stuff. But there's also, so for instance, there's a couple of instances where the US government, Trump in particular, he's done things that are genuine and that are ridiculous, and then he said, oh no, this is fake news, this is AI generated, but it's actual footage of something that he's done. And there's other other senators that have done the same thing, and as lay people, especially for I'd say a certain demographic, they really can't tell the difference between what's fake and what's true, and you're seeing under these postings as well, exactly like you're saying, so many comments of people that see it and absolutely believe it. And if it's playing to your biases, so if you're, you have bias against people's age or people's ethnicity or religion, you have got bias against people's certain jobs, certain types of people, you've got biases against women, if you've got bias against trans, homophobia, any of those things, the people that want to believe those things, when they see that, they go, this is it's exactly what I've been saying for years. And even so, there was a senator that was called out, and people were saying she was a GOP senator, and she was saying, "I'll see what the Democrats are doing. They're doing this, that." And then it was people were saying, "No, this is fake. This is the actual thing. This is what happened. This is fake." She's going, "Well, I'm going to keep it posted up because I think that it goes to the heart of what's actually happening." And so what do you do in that situation? So where they've been for years, when he says this on the show, they've been saying, "Oh, this is fake news, this is fake news." When it's shown as being fake news, they're going, but it still agrees with what I believe, so I'm going to keep that up.
It's a very scary point, isn't it? And I don't know how we're going to come back from this. I don't...
It really, the minefield that it's opening up is so vast, wide and massive. There's no way, and the AI it's a technology that's just running away with everything now. I mean, we're seeing it affecting our careers, in the music careers, massively, and that's going to be in so many other careers as well. But then where you have it where people don't know right from wrong when it comes to their morality, when it comes to the rules that they're going to live by, or how they feel they're being oppressed, or in the same way as, it wasn't so long ago where a man ran into a coffee shop during the elections when Trump had made out that, or it was the QAnon had made out that there was a certain coffee shop that was there was a paedophile ring that was working out, and the bloke ran into what was their larder and said with a machine gun and he was ready to just shoot everyone that was there, and it was just a larder that he opened up at this particular coffee shop, and that man believed it 100%. Just recently he was a preacher, he was a minister, and he's been going around shooting. He shot 4 Democrat 2 senators and their other halves and stuff. Yeah, he murdered 2 of them and badly injured the other 2. And luckily, they managed to catch him. He had a list in his car of 70 Democrats that he was targeting to kill, and their spouses. And he was a minister of a church. Yeah, and he was just completely, and that's the thing. In America, they're all fucking armed, But I mean, it's still and.
Remember, guns don't kill people, rappers do.
But these people are being radicalised, and that's the thing. People talk about radicalisation. Most people are moderate, and they just want to have their life and go to work, feed their families. But this kind of stuff is changing moderate people to extremists, because they're getting indoctrinated.
There's something, Carrie is quite into her social media, and she watches various people, and there's one woman who's received so much. All she does is just do silly things. She works in like a charity shop, but she just posts up silly videos, and she's received so much hate and abuse and death threats just from nasty people. But she said she actually went to the police about it, and they said, "We can track these people because we have IP addresses." And literally, once she said that, and she said, "We can track you. I know who you are, and we know where a lot of these." She says, "I know who a lot of my trolls are," because she kind of reverse searches them and finds them. And she says, "They're not just low, trash people. They're doctors, they're nurses, they're policemen. They're all just people in every walks of life who are just out to be nasty because they can." And she said, since that she
posted, because they feel they're anonymous.
She had thousands of, something like 14 streams of all these abusive things, And she said she's had thousands of messages been immediately deleted because people are now shitting themselves that her and the police are going to come after them. And it's, as you've said before, the only thing that will stop bad actors is a deterrent.
Well, the only thing that stops anyone doing something is a deterrent.
Yeah.
You know, whether it be your morality or whether it be that, you know, you're worried about getting hauled up by the police or anything like that. Without a deterrent, human beings just fucking go wild.
Yeah, we just do what we want. If we think we can get away with it, generally it might start to conflict with our morality, but they're like, oh no, this one time, and they're like, oh okay.
Again, I told you about that when they surveyed all the people for petty crime, and it was a big sampling, and all of them tried to justify whether it was littering or stealing, pilfering, whatever it might be. All of them tried to justify it by saying, oh well, you know, actually, if it wasn't for us, there wouldn't be such things as insurance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, these people will actually get new stuff to replace the stuff that I'm stealing, or you know, well, if I litter, I'm actually giving a job to someone to clear up the litter. People will always try and justify their, you know, if they've had an affair, well, I wasn't happy, it's my partner wasn't treating me well, that's why I've had an affair, or whatever the fuck it is. People will try and justify the terrible things that they do.
What is the lowest when it comes to like?
Sorry, just to another one. I was having this chat with a bloke, and he was a massive Nigel Farage. He's a bass player, plays in a few local bands, and he's a massive Nigel Farage fan, and he's got these quite, you know. I want to take my country back and everything like that. And I was saying, you know, who is it you want to take your country? I've never ever said that, Simon. I've never said that. So I said, it's on your Facebook,
mate.
It was like, oh well, no. What I meant was that I wanted to take it back from the politicians, the bad politicians. Yeah, it's not anything to do with anyone else or anything like that. And then I'm going, but that's why you just denied it, because you know what that means, and then you're saying that there. And, well, I've just been a bit naive, and you know, and the other thing he was saying, you know, well, I'm of a different age group, and people will always try and justify the terrible things they do. No, well, he's not going to, is he?
He's
the thing
the
is,
same.
he has that bias, and so he's going to want to feed it. He feels justified that he holds those opinions. And these people like Farage and all the rest of it, the stuff that he follows, it bolsters him up and it rejuvenates him. It reassures him that he's the right thing. And whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent, he wants to believe it. So in the same way as some of my clients that I used to have, they were really quite wealthy and stuff, and they led a life that really didn't agree with the eco lifestyle or saving the planet or anything like that, and so they just would not believe in global warming. And we'd have these debates at the dinner table, and they would go, "Oh yeah, but scientists get paid to agree with anything, you know." But
is that cognitive dissonance or not?
It's absolutely cognitive dissonance, and you will see them start to get well, you know, and they
get fidgety, they get irate,
physically, because that's a side
they're feeling they're attacked.
Yeah,
exactly. They're almost cornered, and they just can't. They're just defending, aren't they?
And we've had that with that guy that we had on here. Do you remember? It was like 2 or 3 years ago when we were talking about COVID and stuff. It was during COVID. And he was going, oh, you know, they'll pay scientists. But the scientists that you're quoting, why aren't they being paid?
Yeah.
And he had no comeback for that. And then he tries to change the subject, you know.
It's something I always find very interesting when you get two people. I've got various...
So I interrupted you. What were you going to say?
I'll come back to that. Sorry. I've got several friends who are very opinionated. And when they... Nick says, I think Simon mentioned sunset sessions. We have a session in the town park Saturday the 5th of July 2025, free entry Harlow Town Park bandstand. What's the sunset sessions?
I didn't mention it.
Did he?
No.
Oh, anyway, what Nick said.
Okay, anyway, go on.
Yeah, when like two people who have very, very strong opinions. And the thing is, they'll argue about whatever it is. It'll be something in politics or something in the world and everything, but they both come from a stance where they absolutely really believe what they're saying. But the point is, if they're talking about, for example, Israel and Gaza or Israel and Iran, the only information we have is all second party, third party, fourth party information, and it all goes through various channels of manipulation and leaning, you know, depending which way. So therefore, by the time it comes to you, you are not the chances of you hearing an accurate recounting of what has happened is very low. I think
so. I agree with that some ways, but then in the same way, in the days of great journalism and accurate journalism, there were great journalists that would give you a balanced opinion. They would be well informed,
and they had integrity as well.
Yeah, exactly. They had integrity as well, and so you could trust them. You could trust their take on it. And then there'd be other things. So famously the Murdoch stance, where everyone's told, you're writing for this particular thing, with a particular leaning or bent. But then, if you're going to that kind of news, that's because that's what you want to know. Fox News famously is a very particular bent, and people that watch that, they want to hear the things from that.
But it's the lack of humbleness.
Exactly,
that people
I was going to
have.
say, it's lack of humility. With
humility that what you're hearing. It's like, right, because I've heard it and I've done my so I've heard it from this source and this source. I therefore am talking from a place of authority. And it's like, but you're not, unless you were there, you have to have a caveat to say
always,
that I could be wrong. Like if I sit there and you all see me pick these glasses up and go, I'm going to put them down. You have just had kind of first-hand knowledge of that happening. So therefore, you were kind of in the room, you saw it happen, therefore you can reliably state to someone that happened. As soon as that story is retold once by somebody else, there can be even the slightest spin on it, or someone might elaborate the story slightly just to make it a little bit more interesting. As soon as you get to that point, it is no longer, each degree it goes through the chain, it is getting less and less factually accurate, unless, like you said, you have someone who is determined to tell the most accurate portrayal that is possible. In this day and age, that is very, very rare.
Well, because the journalistic industry has been decimated by so much stuff on social media, because people aren't going to
TL, hello dude.
TL, very nice to see you, dude. People aren't going to trusted sources anymore. They're getting their news from Facebook, which is to me a fucking crime, really. It just is nonsensical.
But is it that different, do you think, to going back to kind of the old days where people would chinwag over the fence and be like, "Oh, have you heard about old Maud down at number 43?" It's
if you took rumours to heart, then you were a bit of a fucking idiot. To be fair,
But many people were caught up in
and that's how information used to travel. Have you eaten something?
I don't. I have no idea what it was, but something got in there.
So and that, and also as well.
There it is. I don't know what it is, but it's a thing. But what I was going to ask you is talking about how people excuse their behaviour. This is a question for all of you out there. Go as dark as you like on this, because it's what I'm going to tell you is quite a dark one. The worst excuse that someone has given for having an affair or for cheating, right? And in the worst possible situation. I know someone, not going to mention any names, the husband in quite a high position of what you could call authority.
Hi, Dave.
He cheated on his partner when her mother was dying of cancer. His excuse, I wasn't getting enough attention. Anyone beat that?
But that is people. That is people. People will make the most ridiculous excuse, for their terrible behaviour.
Not only is the incident and the situation that you've done it in absolutely the lowest form of despicability, if that's a word, you then try...
But then you've had friends where they've done this, and you've said, well, I'm glad they're being honest about it.
Because at least then I've got a choice.
No, but again, that to me is like... To me...
Thank you, Dave.
I see that as... it used to be that AI art was easier to identify by a bucket of hands. You're so right, Lee. Yeah, you can still tell it's just a lot more difficult. Well, as well as all of the technology is getting better and better and better. that's going to be so much harder because the technology is the quality of the technology is traveling at such a breakneck pace. And where it's just a case of you're saying, it's a still image. Now you're getting moving pictures. It can be very convincing footage of something happening, and it looks photoreal. And indeed, that's what people are asking for, photorealism. You know, is that your phone?
It is, and I don't know where it is. It's doing a beepy. It's over here somewhere. It's because I'm on blood pressure medication, and I have to. There it is. I have to take pills.
Oh right, okay. Do you need to take them now?
No, so I'll take them full bed.
Okay, cool. So I've forgotten where we were with that, but yeah. Anyway, so that's that.
But yeah, if
people,
you have
people will make ridiculous.
Yeah, if you have any despicable instances of people doing things and what the excuse they gave for them, let us know. Right. I didn't know you met my ex-husband, Mike. And that's the sad thing. I'm sure as soon as you tell kind of stories like that, so many people out there can relate.
And also as well, Sonia's making a joke of that, but there must be so much pain attached with that, Sonia, as well. I mean, I'm presuming, so I apologise if I'm presuming it wrongly, but there must be so much pain that person's caused by doing something like that.
And I think, apart from obviously stabbing people, killing people, cheating on someone is kind of one of those ones that the damage that can be done.
It's a betrayal. It takes a lot. Trust has to be earned. You can't demand trust. And you give someone trust. Stu, you and your moon. Or non-moon.
Do you believe the moon is there? Can we start there? Is the moon real?
He believes the moon. He just strongly believes America never went to the moon. I have to say, I'm
still on the fence about it.
Yeah, there's so many things that I agree with that prove that the moon landings were faked. But I know there's also a load of other things by people that are far more intelligent than me, where they say they've looked at the information and they believe that it happened. So what do you do? What do you do?
Do you believe we went to space, Stuart?
I believe that man went to space.
Yeah, I think because there's shit floating around the Earth that we left up there.
And the biggest barrier for me is always the Van Allen belt.
Yeah,
that is the biggest thing. Anyway,
and the Van Halen belt.
The Van Halen belt. Lord Nick said, unfortunately, the press and the majority of journalists have been destroying the Fifth Estate since the creation of the Red Top, spouting their sensation-based rubbish that the great unwashed swallow wholesale. Well, there's always been disinformation. There's always been propaganda, and propaganda has been shown to be, and you know, in the 80s they were called spin doctors and all the rest of it. So there's always been that, and with any kind of leadership, if you think for any company that anybody's worked in, the kind of things that go on in the background that the customers never find out, where something's gone wrong, right, we'll do this to cover it up, or we'll say this, just go and tell the customer this, whatever. Well, you times that by 100, or you times that by 1,000, and you get what happens in kind of government. So that is the nature of people. And I think that's what's really important with what Mike was saying before, having the caveat, unless you've seen it with your own eyes, having the caveat that, you know, having the humility to know that there's always there can be a broken link in the chain. So I think, to be fair, Lord Nick, that's always been the case. I don't think there was, even probably cavemen were like, mammoths come? No. Yeah.
Do you think mankind, because even though when we talk about, you know, that the government, they don't tell people a lot of things and they keep a lot of things, is that because human beings, if they knew the full ins and outs of things, like for example with COVID, now you only have to tell people that then because of the nature of people and the very selfish nature of people, if you say to people, for example, there's going to be if the government would go, there's going to be a bit of a shortage of this kind of thing, We're telling you this.
Everyone goes fucking mad.
Yeah, nobody goes, okay, maybe we should all just act
Restrain
responsibly. No, everyone goes, oh my God, I've got to buy up 50,000 toilet rolls.
But that is the thing. The thing when with governments and all the rest of it, and you'll see this especially with America and what the CIA and the FBI have done, because a lot of that stuff's been released with things like MI5, with Mossad and other places. I can't remember what the German one's called, or the French one. They've done so much of interfering in other regimes, regime change, all these kinds of things, that trust in those governments, one, is very hard, but two, what they see as how the people react, they always work for the lowest common denominator. So they don't necessarily think, oh well, people will use restrain and use their brain and stuff like that. They always have to work to the low and common denominator. Now everyone's going to go fucking mental and have a big riot, and so they try and appease those things and try and change those things. Harlow Amazing Journalism School, and we've turned out some amazing alumni.
Somebody's doing well. But yeah, so that's our thoughts. Don't know about you guys, but hopefully I'd say it's giving you something to think about. I wouldn't bother. Just go and think about something nicer. All right, everybody. I didn't realise what the time was.
Sorry, just before you.
Lord
Nick says, I regret to say Piers Morgan is alumni. Do with that as you see fit. Well, there you go. I think that's a prime example.
Thing is with Piers Morgan, again, depending on what his motives are and where his loyalty lies, sometimes he can be an extremely good interviewer. Sometimes, and it's usually if he's interviewing someone intelligent, he will, if they call him out on his bullying, he changes. But if he's allowed to gather steam, he will try and steamroll the people. But if they're like, there was a really good conversation he had, and it was a very good one with a guy from an Egyptian guy, and he was talking about the bombing of Gaza. And like the guy, like Piers was trying to, and he said, Piers, if you've got me on here just to do a monologue at me, I'll go. He said, but if you want to have a conversation, then, and because that had such an impact, Piers actually got him on the show and they had a face-to-face conversation, did a whole thing, and it was really good. But you had to get Piers to be, you had to show him you are the one being unreasonable, and if you have to threaten him with that, okay, if you're going to do that, I'll leave. And that's the only way he seems to...
If you know much about Piers Morgan, his early journalism career was actually a very good career. When he made it to editor, that's when, depending on how you look at it, the rock kind of set in.
He's just a twat.
I agree. Personally, I agree with you, Rob. I'm not a fan of the man. I think he's quite an odious man. But nevertheless, he has great appeal to a large section of the population. And at one time, I believe, but then again, I'm talking from my particular morals and standpoint, I think he was good at his job. But I think, like a lot of people get very compromised by money.
Yeah, and I've seen that with a few people that I've kind of been interested in, and then they start off seeming to have good intentions, and so then fame and money kick in, and all of a sudden their narratives change, and it is a shame.
What a bunch of arseholes. Anyway.
So, everyone, lovely to see you.
Thank you so much for joining in with the chat as well.
Yes, always a pleasure hanging out with you guys. So, future-wise for this stream, I will be having to move at some point. We don't know what the future holds for that, where things will end up. But we will be doing... I'm hoping that I can find a premises for my teaching and to carry on with all this. And I'm hoping it's going to be kind of in the Braintree area. So that's kind of my first port of call with everything that's going on, trying to find a place. So if anybody knows anything in the local area, just a room, it doesn't have to be anything huge. I mean, this is built in half of a double garage. So basically, my studio fits into, I suppose, a single garage, doesn't it?
Yeah.
In a way. So even if it's something that size, woodwork, anything like that, so I can carry on teaching, and that kind of takes one tick off the very long list that is before the family and us. So, yeah, anyone who knows, please let me know. But so we will carry on doing this as long as we can, and because it's fun, and it's nice to hang.
Sorry, just Rob said journalism is a lot like porn, both full of cocks.
Well done, sir. Very good.
Love
thank you,
to
Nick.
too, not Nick.
Right. Take care, everyone. Much love.
Yeah,
Mwah.
thank you for joining us. Be kind and look after yourselves the coming week.
And hopefully see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.